Aloha, y'all. It is Monday, ruled by the moon, the 21st of December, the solstice, summer solstice for Southern Hemisphere, winter solstice for Northern Hemisphere, where I am. It's actually my mom's birthday. Happy birthday, Mom. It is a blue resonant hand guided by self generation, according to the galactic calendar that talks about dream spell, which is a Mayan kind of astrology variant. And it is a root chakra day, Muladhara chakra root, where we find our confidence and our security from fear. I've been actually feeling a lot of fear this morning for some reason. Hopefully collective, not just personal. So, let's go ahead and see what's going on in the cards, and I will pull cards like now. The sun is now in Capricorn. Welcome to Capricorn season, I should say. The moon is in Pisces. Mercury's in Capricorn also. Sun and Mercury are conjunct, 0 and 1 degree respectively. Venus is in Sag. Mars is in Aries. Jupiter and Aquarius are 1 minute from conjunctions. The grand conjunction everyone's talking about is within a few hours. Uranus is in retrograde in Taurus. Neptune is in Pisces, and Pluto is in Capricorn with the North Node in Gemini. A lot of changed energy. I'm sure we're all feeling it. A lot of Capricorn, Mercury, and Sun in Capricorn. Now it's like no bullshitting, like very serious potentially, and achievement oriented, wanting to succeed, wanting to thrive, right, and win in a sense. With the Moon in Pisces, the last degrees, 26 degrees Pisces, we might be feeling a lot of collective and personal fear. We might be dealing with what's real, what's false, what should I put my hope in, what's a daydream, what's a prayer versus what's like in front of me, chop wood, carry water shit, that kind of energy. Venus in Sag and Mars and Aries, some fire within the Mars and Venus kind of situation still, and Jupiter in Aquarius, Saturn in Aquarius almost conjunct. We're entering the dawn of the age of Aquarius, right? The age of Aquarius proper is in a few hundred years probably, or maybe 2055 or something like that. Doesn't really matter. We're not there exactly right now, but this is the beginning of like, all right, enough talk about like self sovereignty and empowerment and getting out of the matrix and growing your own food if you want to do that, or doing psychedelics or getting tantric or whatever. All this talk, all these theories. Now we're starting to move into practical action in the world. New structures. Aquarius in big changes, big shifts. Aquarius in Saturn and Jupiter. So, and the North Node's in Gemini right now, right between my personal Moon and Sun. It's right smack in the middle. South Node's in Sagittarius, and I actually have Jupiter in Aquarius. So this year I'll have a Jupiter return. Should be an interesting year. I have an 11th house and a Moon. It's going to be a lit year for me. I could just feel it already. Hopefully, it's fun. It's going to be lit no matter what for everybody. Oh, someone from Virginia is trying to call. I keep getting these solicitations. I don't know why. I guess my phone number is on the internet. Or not Queen, Princess of Swords. Very appropriate for the energy right now. It's kind of top tier energy. Capricorn, Sun, and Mercury, right? Like getting to the top of the buildings here, which we'll talk about. But also playful, Gemini North Node, and also ultimately, um, daring and cutting edge and like snarky hipster wise in a sense. You'll see what I mean, which is very much the Jupiter Aquarius conjunction. So very, very appropriate. The airy part of air, right? North Node of Gemini, Jupiter, and Saturn in Aquarius. Princess of Swords, the airy part of air, the playful, fun, trickstery part of intellect, mind, new ideas. Dazzle in the delights of your ambition, right? So North Node in Gemini with ambition, Sun and Mercury in Aquarius, in Capricorn rather. Pay attention to your surroundings. Question your reality, North Node in Gemini. Keep an open mind, North Node in Gemini. We're trying to move away from certainty. There is no such thing as certainty. We're moving away from crusading energy and like my truth, I'll kill for it. It's like you don't want to do that. That's South Node Sag. You want to be like, oh, anything's possible. I can Spider-Man sling from building to building. My highest excitement is I'm in charge of my life. Mercury, Sun, and Capricorn. I want to achieve my highest timeline. That kind of stuff. With the Moon in Pisces is about dreaming new dreams, right? And ultimately with this Aquarius conjunction between Saturn and Jupiter, it's about uh, epiphany, truth, levels of truth. I call on you to live your truth personally, right? and not run around sword fighting and saying this is the truth. No one has the truth. Nobody, I promise you. No religion, no political party, no conspiracy theory, nothing. Only you have your perspective. So we need to be moving into the fullness of our own perspectives right now, basically. The Princess of Swords brandishes her sword artfully and precisely. Daring, she scales the heights, a true spider woman. Her domain is high up above the city streets, running and leaping across rooftops. Boasting both an agile young body and penetrating mind, she is a fabulous fusion of superheroine and freedom fighter, a princess with an unquenchable thirst for truth. Her nimble mind grasps and connects stimuli at lightning speed, giving her an incredible outlook and ability, a searing intelligence able to penetrate any circumstance, any drama, right? This is the mind, the genius of intellect, North Node in Gemini and Saturn and Jupiter in Aquarius, penetrating for the highest epiphany. Basically, she can root out inconsistencies in delivering a powerful argument. Emotions don't get in her way, as she almost marvels at the quickness of her own mind to instantly read any given situations, assimilating many facets, North Node and Gemini, multiplicity, contrasting, comparing, synthesizing, and evaluating possible solutions. It's almost a sport for her. Equally an avid raconteur with beautiful speaking voice and wry wit, she draws out dilemmas, philosophies, and wisdom in her storytelling, appearing beyond her years. Her home is unashamedly in the sky, perched on the roofs of skyscrapers like some exotic creature out of the scene of Blade Runner. And Aquarius is very much about future technologies, right? Kind of that energy, AI. Ridley's, tech, Ridley Scott's great sci-fi epic, which visually inspired a generation, is married with the animation of Ghost in the Shell, a Japanese manga science fiction comic book. Her mind soars freely in the sky, rising and gliding like a bird in the warm vertical currents of air, giving her a unique and calm perspective. Right? She's up on top, Capricorn, Sun, and Mercury. She's like at the highest heights, grounded even in her airiness in that way. Up high, she could see there are many other vistas to explore, North Node and Gemini. She won't hesitate to sharpen and test her sword on the most challenging of these. Inherently hard-working, Capricorn energy, right? Principled and knowledgeable, Aquarius energy. She will pitch her wits in the fight for equality and justice for all. Very Aquarian, right? Harmony and understanding, justice for all. Freedom. That's very Aquarian. Saturn and Jupiter, big time for this. You could be mistaken for thinking that this princess will indeed change something profound about the world. If only it were that simple. Those ideals, so beautifully articulated, could easily remain in the mental realm and not actually be grounded in reality. Moon and Pisces. Are we just dreaming of the revolution? Are we doing the change within ourselves to be the change of the world that causes the whole 100th monkey effect? See my point? The Princess of Swords indicates the brilliance of mind is at your side. Very appropriate for the grand conjunction in Aquarius. An agile advocate for cutting away any obstacles as you scale the heights to success. Sun and Mercury in achievement, Capricorn. You may be called to review the set of principles and assumptions you are living by. South Node in Sagittarius. It's like, what truths and beliefs have you had? Review them, North Node Gemini. Those high ideals you are pursuing or once believed in. Life is a great journey filled with setbacks, wrong turns, and dead ends. Mistakes happen. Play with the life, right? Don't be afraid to play. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. I know I suffer from that a lot. Indecision can come from like, I don't want to make the mistake. We need to be, fall down, get up again. North Node Gemini, play around. This is on page 84, so it's kind of dealing with the Orwellian state coming on, right? How are we dealing with it? You are being called to be an intrepid explorer, to question assumptions, values, and ideals. Contrarianism is okay right now. That upsets a lot of people. Paradox is what it is. So it's like, don't just jump on a side and say that's all there is. It's like, it's both equally in harmony always. And harmony doesn't mean equal balance. It doesn't mean 50-50. Harmony might be 10-90, and there's a harmony there, right? What is the purpose of your life? Why are you here? What do you want? How might you navigate the difficulties and inequalities in the dazzling array of opportunities to realize the best of your potential? Questions. North Node and Gemini. Big questions. Right? Capricorn, Sun, Mercury, about achievement, destiny, purpose, but ultimately about like shocking the Frankenstein corpse into vitality. Uranus and Taurus, right? It's electrifying our values and shocking us into a tower moment, right? Where we all of a sudden go, you know what? The Church of England sucks. We're going to go find a new land. That kind of energy. The time is ripe for a philosophical re-examination of the meaning of life and a reacquaintance with some of the most remarkable thinkers and philosophers of our time. South Node and Sag. Don't just hold on to what you've inherited. Like reevaluate beliefs, philosophies, and stuff. You are ready to begin walking your talk. Capricorn, Mercury, Sun conjunct, It's about making it happen. Action, practicality, chop wood, carry water, but do it in a playful way. Do it in a way that's actually moving towards your destiny. Hit me up for a reading. I could kind of cue you onto your blueprint and help you steer your udder in a more effective direction towards what you're designed for. Princess of Swords, airy part of air, dazzling into the lights of your ambition, paying attention to your surroundings, questioning your reality, keeping an open mind. Right? Questioning your reality, Gemini North Node. Keeping an open mind, North Node, Gemini. Ultimately. So we're moving into this energy heavy, folks, y'all. This is a big day on multiple levels, not just my mom's birthday, which it is, but it's a lot of things going on. So, and I know I've already even started in a very kind of stressed energy, right? I think with my Mercury and Mars in 12th house Cancer, I think I feel collective anxieties right now and collective worries, and I'm taking them on personally, and I've got to like do some meditation to shed that. Just breathe, right? I'm even, you could probably tell I'm just like that kind of energy. We got the Three of Water. She looks like she's some space queen ready to, golly, that just got so dark. Space queen, even though she's underwater. Pisces moon, right? So let's go ahead and read this. Three of Water. Where you at? Water. Okay, so that's the 5. Sorry for a second. 2 of Water. Of course, I'm going all around it. 3 of Water. Satisfaction, pleasure, joy, hopefulness, anticipation, attachment, expectation, and disappointment. Celebrate your victories. Sun and Mercury in Capricorn. When you achieve, let it be known. Take satisfaction from your endeavors. Look to the future with anticipation. Aquarius, the visionary, right? Your success will continue, and having a rewarding outcome, an exciting future, free yourself from unrealistic expectations, allow the outcome to manifest freely. With Venus still in Sagittarius, we're looking to horizons. We're looking to the journey, right, into exotic places, but the journey is having to be basically, it's a spiritual journey of the mind. Does that make any sense? In the body. It's an interesting apocalypse. That's where we're at. The 3 of Water represents satisfaction and indicates that you have come to a time to rejoice in life and your success. She stands, this is on page 272, so 72 mirrored. She stands tall and confident, which is very much the Princess of Swords, but also more importantly, Sun and Mercury in Capricorn. It's like, I know, I own this. Confidence. With arms raised in victorious celebration, victory, achievement, Capricorn energy. She has invested greatly in her creative endeavors and is well satisfied with her progress and accomplishments so far. She is positive and hopeful that her successes will continue. Venus in Sag, and so she turns to to greet the future with anticipation and excitement. North Node in Gemini, Jupiter, and Saturn in Aquarius. This card is a positive affirmation and symbolizes the joyous potential for a rewarding outcome. It also signifies the importance of taking time to appreciate, celebrate, and enjoy yourself along the way. Look back and be proud of what you have accomplished. Do a little victory dance before turning once more to the future with a heart full of hope and a smile upon your lips. It is important to allow yourself these moments of joy and celebration and to remember them, right? Don't just get caught up in the battle. Like sometimes, even if you make a few steps forward, be like, wow. Like, I mean, for example, I've battled a lot of addictions my whole life and was just victim to them, and now I have pretty much a handle on them. Amazing. Princess of Swords is saying, get the big picture. Look at the whole battlefield, the whole world. There's a whole world to play with, right? But know that you've come a long way to even get to the top of this building itself. And know that you have a lot more way to go. But celebrate the journey, right? It's about the journey, not the destination. There is no destination. I know that can be kind of weird, but it's not like all of a sudden we're going to have, just this still point where nothing, unless there's a full stoppage of time and being in a certain particular way, we will dance the dance until the dance stops, kind of thing. It may never stop. The Power of Sound, number 20, Vega, is the card we've got. So once again, oming, chanting, music, which I'm about to play on my guitar. The power of sound, the power of voice, speaking your truth. Gemini makes a lot of sound, right? North Node. So number 20. Talks a lot, maybe. Power of sound, past, Vega, timeline, 20. Sound represents the physicalization of spiritual energy into a frequency that can be accessed in our reality. And we're talking about very much Capricorn, Sun and Mercury with Pisces moon. It's like, oh wow, I see that all is one and it's just frequencies and it has practical effect. It's scientifically like measurable. It's not just like you believe what you want and I'll believe what I want and whatever it is, it's like, no, there's like real commonalities. Like sound is a wave, right? The ancient Vegans were masters of sound and used it for everything from healing to warfare. The practice of chant or mantra has its origins in Vegan mysticism and has spread to many planets, including Earth. If you've received this card, you have a past experience using sound to alter consciousness, either for positive or negative purposes. I know I do, in this lifetime. This positive skill or negative karmic control pattern is returning. Explore the power of sound as the next step in your spiritual evolution. This time stream of Vega is very ancient and is foundational for many ET cultures, including those on Earth. In this ancient past, the Vegans had a strong spiritual connection to the founders, card 1, the unity that, basically behind all things, and understood the structure of the universe and the role within it. Understanding structures, Princess of Swords with the mind, seeing it, knowing it, structures, Mercury, and the sun in Capricorn, knowing what the integrity is, right? And being able to even dream into more maths, basically, Pisces moon. The priests fully understood the journey from polarity back into unity, and they did everything they could to preserve this memory for future generations. Because they understood the sacred knowledge and made a commitment to preserve it, they were also the carriers of spiritual wisdom within our galactic family. They kept all the knowledge of the evolution of the spirit, spiritual technology, and the power that lies within sound, light, and thought. Very Aquarian. It's like the technology of spirit, right? Very Aquarius energy. Using sound, light, and thought. Gemini North Node. Mental reality. Constructing. Beliefs, i.e. They were masters of sound, including mantra, music, incantation, and tone. This is why we spell with words. We cast spells. Spelling, right? That's what they call it. The teachings about the sound of Om, come directly from this ancient Vegan knowledge. Vegan mysticism has influenced Earth's ancient esoteric teachings, primarily those coming from the East, such as India and Asia, as well as Western mystic traditions, so hermetic kind of things. This card is a very specific one and appears only for those who have this connection too. If you're not aware of your connection to the power of sound, explore it further. That's why I'm always imploring you guys to try chakra chanting and meditations and oming and all. Play some music, sing a song. You will most likely discover a whole new universe of knowledge that feels natural to you, and it may be the next step in your spiritual growth. Heard. It's like my gift and my battle, if you want to put it that way, in this life is to make beauty through music and sound. My voice, I can speak truth, I can ask questions, right? Gemini energy. Talk about paradox and not pick a side, as well as make cool sounds on guitars and pianos and shit, which you'll see shortly. So the Princess of Swords is saying, have fun, play, kick ass. This is almost like Athena in her teens, where she's like, I'm going to kick ass and have fun doing this stuff, right? And she's like, yo, I can celebrate that I'm not a baby anymore. I'm becoming woke, and I'm becoming who I'm destined to be. Through the power of intention, sound, you are literally a vibration of the universe. I mean, that's what we are. There's a lot of levels of what, quote, we are, but that is one thing of it. And the card we're getting is Connection, which is the tarantula, the animal card. So we're all connected quantumly in frequencies. Like we're webbed together, right? So Connection, this is number 13. Let me find that. Tarantula, Connection, 13. It is time to bring together disparate aspects of your life. Everything is connected, right? North Node and Gemini. Know yin and yang exist, and together they make the whole. Don't just pick one side, South Node and Sag. This isn't about being like, Jedi rule and Sith suck. Sith rule and Jedi suck. It's happening because people are committing too much to their beliefs. Know that all beliefs are part of the one, right? The Founder's card, it was saying. When you are afraid or unsure, which I was experiencing this morning myself, it is important to know that you are never alone, right? You can do magic. We all can. And even the power of the sound of voice, praying, speaking truth, right? Making music, saying, chanting tonally goes a long way. Magic. Mythos. The daughter of the great goddess Diana, Aradia, stepped upon the earth charged with the sacred duty of reconnecting the people with their birthright of balance and love. Such was the environment Aradia was born into that the old ways were being forced underground, the feminine and divine were disrespected, and the earth's never-ending cycles of the moon and seasons ignored and forgotten. Right? So she's kind of this Princess of Swords being like, yo, I'm going to teach you I'm going to rekindle the ways through like almost steampunk, hipster Athena mode. Aradia traveled the lands, Venus in Sagittarius, traveling, walking thousands of miles in the service of her mother, delivering her teachings to more and more women and bringing hope and healing where there was little. Sun and Mercury in Capricorn, she achieved success by spreading the news, North Node and Gemini, of a new way of being, rekindling the old ways almost, reawakening. So Jupiter and Saturn and Aquarius, and ultimately for her mother, like she was doing it to like release the feminine, Pisces moon. One day, as she was waiting for the moon to rise so she could meet with other women under the cover of night for devotionals, very Piscean moon energy there, Aradia quietly sat in the forest. There in front of her, she saw a huge spider, hairy and as big as her hand, weaving a great web. She watched as the shining silk wove back and around, creating a shimmering circle. And even in the Princess of Swords, it was saying like a spider woman, right? More sinks, all they abound. Hope you see all these resonances. This is kind of why I do this shit. Aradia saw the spider's web grow wider and bigger and glow in the reflection of the moon. She was reminded that everything was connected, from the moon to the earth. All beings, all people, the rocks, the trees, the flowers were connected by the web of life. Bill Gates, Donald Trump, you, me, the dolphin being slaughtered for no good reason in Japan right now, the tree being cut down, the baby coming out of the womb crying its first breath of air right now. The grand conjunction. We're all connected. Nothing is alone. This was what was being forgotten and what was vital to remember. The other famous mythos worth mentioning is the turning of the mortal Arachne into the spider by the goddess Athena. So more Athena energy, even being represented as Princess of Swords, wisdom, playful wisdom, you could say. Arachne, a weaver of some note, challenged Athena to a weaving contest. Mercury and Sun in Capricorn. It's like, I want to be the best. One of us is the best. It's not both of us. Let's fight. Mars and Aries. Her hubris ended up being her downfall. That's why we got to be careful. Pride comes before a fall. Don't just run, with your blades out, not knowing what's going on. She became transformed into a spider. The name Arachne became the Latin prefix arachne, which means spider, and is used in terms such as arachnophobia, fear of spiders. The animal. There are over 900 members of the Theraphosidae family, most of which are large and hairy, although many are beautifully marked and colored. The word tarantula hails from the city in Italy, Tarantula. Tarantulas are found across the Americas and almost all of Asia, Australia, and some European countries. Different species of tarantula range from a leg span of 30 centimeters to a tiny 2 centimeters. The largest tarantula, the Goliath bird eater, can grow beyond 30 centimeters and have fangs that are 3.8 centimeters. It is generally only Old World tarantulas from Africa, Asia, Europe, and so on, which do not use their bristly, urticating hairs as a weapon. They have significant toxicity in their venom. New World tarantulas, so New World, Aquarius and Saturn and Jupiter. It's like, I will have new superpowers that nobody has had before, that kind of thing. Have bristles on their bellies that they eject in a projectile manner. Pew, 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 right? Very Mars and Aries. They take the attack to the enemy. The bristles are sharp and cause great itchiness in and irritation to humans and can cause death in smaller animals. Tarantulas molt as they grow and will shed their exoskeleton to do so. Males only molt once in their lives, and it will most likely be the cause of their death. How poetic and beautiful, Moon and Pisces. How weird, right? It's like, oh, you molt once and you die. That's some dreamy shit. Weird shit. Tarantula webs are special in that they are spun using 2 to 4 spinnerets, the openings where spiders exude the clear and very strong web substance. Most spiders have only one spinneret. The top connecting area of the spinnerets is called the spinning field. In tarantulas, there may be up to 100 tiny tubes feeding the silk web, which is still liquid when exuded. So we're talking about the actual process of achievement through the material for how they are. Sun and Mercury and Capricorn. It's like, this is how it works. Right? The mechanics. And also with Aquarian energy is very much the engineer. It's like, how does it work? How does the world work? The powerful rate of force of release of the silk hardens it almost immediately, creating a malleable but supremely strong building material. The magic. Spider magic, and specifically tarantula magic, is protective and connective. Webs don't just trap prey, they support and protect the spider as well. Oh my god. Gemini North Node, right? Where it's like, oh my gosh, little spider, the spider's right and he needs to eat and fuck flies. No. And then also it's not like, oh my gosh, the little fly doesn't need to die. Fuck the spiders. No. The Gemini North Node is saying it's both. The spider is both supported by, like, as a structure and uses as an entrapment tool, the web. They support and protect the spider as well. It is a mistake to think that spider magic is evil or dangerous. South Node and Sag, don't just think a belief because whatever, as very few cultures see the spider in this fashion. When you feel you need greater connection to life or you need support, particularly in creative matters, ask the spider for help. Symbologies: webs, moonlit webs, fangs, a woman with spider legs. Status: there are some species of tarantulas that are listed as endangered, including the species endemic to Sri Lanka, the United States, and Mexico. So, we've got to be a little more aware of our friends. But it was even saying like she's like Spider Woman, right, or Ghost in the Shell on top of a building. She's held and protected and uses essentially the webbing of the network of the city to her advantage. It took her a lot to get there. Um, and she celebrates that. She's like, damn, I got a nice view. Now what do I want to do? Playfulness, North Node and Gemini. The power of sound, very practical. Mercury and Capricorn, Mercury and Sun and Capricorn is like, how do you make yourself vibrate atomically? This isn't just woo. It's like cause your vibration to happen and you will find magic. You're connected to all things through sound, ultimately. You are in the song of creation, if that makes any sense at all. I'm all excited here, sorry. So the artist for the day is going to be... Hopefully you're all doing well. Please tell me where you're watching from. I am always fascinated to see where viewers are watching from. Allegario Boetti. North Node and Gemini, so you have twins, but it's about travel and diversity, even technological, like kind of mentalism, Aquarius, as much as Sagittarius and Venus energy. So, Allegario Boetti. And this kind of shows the paradox of single, one person being two things. Listen to what I mean by that. Whether stemming from intellectual scouring or simply low self-esteem, the conceptually driven, so we're talking about mental, Princess of Swords, the conceptually driven work of Allegario Boetti always questions states of originality and wholeness. North Node of Gemini, it questioned like the presumed belief. Everything, it's like, why do you think that? What? It pushed boundaries. Aquarius energy. He signed many of his works Allegario e Boetti, Allegario and Boetti, North Node of Gemini, duality, signaling his own duality. An ardent traveler, Venus and Sag, some of his most important pieces are world maps that considered ever-changing geopolitics and the world's distribution of power. Jupiter, Saturn, Aquarius. It's like, what is power? How is it distributed? What are boundaries? Why are they there? Do we need to keep doing this? Is this an old system? Does it need to let go? That kind of stuff. He collaborated, North Node of Gemini, collaboration, with embroiderers in countries such as Afghanistan and Pakistan, and his art purposefully muddled the order of lazy assumptions, South Node and Sag, lazy beliefs. In language or geography, investigating new meaning and probing old habits. Guys, you can't make this up. The Grand Conjunction is about investigating structures and challenging them for newness, basically. Find clarity in the clutter. It's all connected. There's no such thing as bad or good, ultimately. It's just how it is. Find clarity in the clutter. She's in the city. She's seeing what she clearly needs to do and where she wants to go based off of her ambitions, which she's proud of. And she's finding music in the noise, right? Clarity in the clutter. She's seeing patterns in the cityscape, whatever. Even, the web of all interconnectedness. So don't be confused right now. I know it's a weird time when there's a lot of change happening, and it's only going to get weirder. Aquarian is weird. It's cutting edge, right? We're going to soon have AI and Bitcoin and time travel and alien contact and ayahuasca churches or whatever it looks like. It doesn't really matter, but find clarity in the clutter. Don't lose yourself. Sharpen your wits. Princess of Swords. Have fun. North Node and Gemini. Play. And be confident and proud, Capricorn, Sun, and Mercury, of the journey you've been on, Venus in Sag. Use the power of sound. Even Pisces Moon is kind of playing with that a little. It's like be mystical with just the practical reality, Capricorn energy, knowing that all things are connected, the one and the all in the one, very Pisces Moon energy, right? Om kind of stuff as well. And it was even saying Vegans are very mystical, Eastern kind of tradition stuff, the Vega power of sound. We look at that as very mystical and not very practical, typically in the West, and that's changing. This is the Grand Conjunction. So find clarity in the clutter with Allegario e Boetti. Both and. So the stone we're getting is selenite. I actually have a selenite wand right here. I would normally say selenite, but my fiance, who's British, says selenite. Where'd it go? Oh, it's up here. I physically got one next to my obsidian Darth Vader skull head. But selenite, what it is and how we can quantumly entangle with this. Icy selenite is a form of gypsum with a calm, cool, and collected vibe. Princess of Swords. Mental, calm, and cool. Aquarius, disconnected, right? Healers, believers, the currently cleansing, juice, technology, etc. People who are kind of like getting back to practical reality and cutting out the extra. Capricorn, Sun, and Mercury. Where to put it? Wherever you want the slate wiped clean. the Grand Conjunction, i.e., your bedside table after a brutal work week or around your apartment after somebody extra shady visits. When to use it? When you move into a new space, literally the Grand Conjunction, and want any lingering bad juju to vamoose. When you pray to gods above, when you've been working with crystals and want to clear away energy they've picked up in the process, give them a gentle tap with selenite. Clear your path to enlightenment. Guys, the path is clear. And everyone's making their choice right now. What does enlightenment look like to you? Everybody's actualizing, and actualization looks different for a spectrum of people. It's not all about just being vegan and living off grid. That's some people's actualization and enlightenment. Some people want to hook up to the matrix and see VR gods or whatever. That's their process. And we're all starting to pick our paths. Use your head, Princess of Swords. Have fun. Be proud of the aeons that have caused us to even be in this present moment. We're singing notes in the song of creation. It's beautiful. We're all connected with the past, the present, the future. It's all happening now in the web of being that is Om. And find clarity in the clutter. It seems like chaos sometimes. It's not. Just human perception is limited, right? So clear your path to enlightenment, right? Find your clarity in the clutter. And ultimately know that everything you're experiencing is moving you towards love or fear, and there's enlightenment of those types of things. Fear enlightenment looks like the Borg, the Greys, right? Like stuff like that. That's fine. They exist. That's a frequency. It's a song in the song of creation, or a tone in the song of creation. And then other, love is more Palladian, kind of like let's live in Avatar world and do psychedelics and have communalism or whatever it looks like. I'm just kind of saying cliches. Nobody works. Everyone has a universal basic income. That kind of energy, different kind of actualization, different kind of enlightenment. Neither are better or worse. It's what you prefer, and your quantum entanglement in the web will guide you with your heart, ultimately. In a weird way, your root chakra will guide you. What do you fear? What do you not fear? And it'll guide you towards these reality tunnels, basically, in the multiverse. So let's go ahead and play some music. Hopefully you're all doing well. Almost dropped something. So the other day I accidentally turned off the video right before I had given the final kind of conclusion. Hopefully I won't do that today. Be very conscious not to. So we got the Princess of Swords with the Three of Water. Very youthful energy. Very optimistic. Very hopeful energy. Very creative energy. Very, let's dream a good dream. And don't, if people want to be in Slytherin, let them be in Slytherin. If people want to be in Gryffindor, let them be in Gryffindor. We're in a sorting hat mode. That's what Age of Aquarius is like. What team are you on? We're going to start figuring that out real quick. That's kind of what's happening right now. Teams are being delegated. It's like, what are your beliefs? Don't tell other people what to believe and go towards your belief. So, here we go. But ultimately, the idea is playfulness, like the Princess of Swords. Playfulness, curiosity, expansion, but confidence, knowing that you can build upon where you've come from. This isn't just random. We're all exactly where we need to be right now. I know that's hard to believe sometimes, but we're all connected. We're all exactly where we should be. Princess of Swords. Have confidence. Have play. Have wit. Use your wit. Use your mind. It's not all you are, but use your brain. Use your head. Right? Try to explore reality, moving towards your clearest path to enlightenment. Everybody's path looks a little different, so don't just judge, right? Find clarity in the clutter. There's a million people saying this way is up. Find what's up for you. This is not about telling other people what's up, period. South Node to Sag is like this dogmatic kind of like, this is how it is. It's like, nope, pull back, find your truth, resonate, and go forward from there. We're all connected. We're all in the dream together. We don't have to have, favorites and all this kind of stuff. We do because polarity exists and ego attachments and all this kind of stuff. It happens. Don't beat yourself up. Move beyond it. We're in a new dawn. We're in a new era. The beginning of the age of Aquarius. Harmony, understanding, enlightenment, unity, consciousness. 5D shit is coming. Amen and amen. The power of sound, music, can heal. This is a lot of fun for me. I just jammed around and had some fun. Wasn't perfect? Doesn't need to be. Gemini North Node. Have fun. Use sound. Use your voice. Use your mind. Use your playfulness. Be the song and creation that you're designed to. Nobody is like you. No aspect of this is the same, right? Even that position is different than that, even though they look similar, geometrically and color-wise and stuff. So that is not this, and this is not this, and this is not, right? But it's all in the one. Aquarius, 5D shit. 3 of water is this Piscean moon. Live the dream. Be the dream. Find your own enlightenment, though. And everyone's enlightenment looks a little different. So hit me up for a reading if you want to kind of know your blueprint and you can walk towards your truth. If you feel that resonates. If you feel this music resonated, leave a tip. If you feel this message and music resonated and the cards resonated, tag some people. Share it out. Spread the love. Awareness is dawning. It's the dawning of the age of Aquarius. The waters of the water bear are sprinkling on us for the first time in a long time. And as an ambassador of very Uranian energy and Gemini energy, and a lot of Taurus with North Node and Midheaven and Venus and Taurus, beautifully dream your actualization. That's all there is to it. Enjoy the ride. Love one another. Love yourself. Have a good day. A great solstice, I should say. Enjoy the conjunction.